thing that pissed me off about Martin was how much he would go on Pam. Like, I know, like, and this is coming from a girl who I love me a good, like, joking ass movie. And my point is that there are some things where I draw the line and it just bothered me. Or, like, I don't know, it's like, Pam was so fucking beautiful and so fine. And I just feel like growing up as a chocolate girl, like, I don't even know if I was able to understand the greatness of Pam because of the light that I feel like I was being fed.
Party people in the place to be. What's going on? It's me. This thing seems to keep coming up here on my feed, the Pam Martin dynamic via AriLennox, who I guess is a singer. I've heard, looking her up, I heard of little snippets of her song. She's got a good voice. She's good. I just haven't come across any of her stuff. But I've heard this. This seems to have been making its way around. By the way, since you're here, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. Sharing is caring. Do all that stuff. But the reason I'm bringing this up, the reason I decided to comment on this is because this Martin-Pam dynamic comes up every couple of years, particularly in the black social media sphere. Somebody always brings it up at least once every couple of years or so for whatever reason. And in what she said, first off, she sounds like she doesn't 100% understand why she feels this way. It kind of sounds like she feels this way because she was kind of told she's supposed to feel this way, which is how a lot of people come across their opinions these days. But yeah, and I bring this up because she's touching on colorism, and this brings up other conversations around the internet, talking about colorism and TV in the 80s and 90s and stuff, which is not unwarranted. It did exist, to a much higher degree probably than it does now. Was more apparent in a lot of cases. It wasn't all the time. It wasn't completely that, and it certainly wasn't completely that in the 90s. In the 90s, there were other visions of beauty that weren't just the super light brights, you know what I mean, including but not limited to Class Act. Class Act had Karen Parsons, and it also had the other actress who was attracted to Kid, and she was gorgeous. We all knew she was gorgeous. So it wasn't just that. In terms of the Pam Gina dynamic that keeps coming up, here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about the Pam Gina dynamic and about Martin. First off, everybody on Martin got it. If you were on Martin, if you were a character on the show, no matter how long you were a character on the show, you got it. You got some jokes against you. You got some insults against you. You got it. You just got it. If you were a little kid, remember the little kid that was supposed to be Martin's son? He got jokes slashed against him. You got cracked on. That's just it. You got cracked on. There was a light skin. Remember the baby shower? Remember the aggressive friend of the woman in the baby shower? She was light skinned and she got it hard. She got it hard. So you always got it. Gina got it. Gina got it all the time. So to talk about being cracked on and how Martin came across to Pam, he came across that to everybody. Matter of fact, there were plenty of episodes where the friend group decided they were going to leave Martin because he was too harsh to all of them. Not just Pam, but to all of them. So, and I don't necessarily remember there being any jokes about her color necessarily. Like, I don't even know if when he called her a horse, called her Black Beauty. I think he Seabiscuit. Like, I don't remember him necessarily cracking on her skin color at all, because they weren't that far apart in terms of shade. So I don't remember him cracking jokes about her skin color at all. So this idea that Martin cracked on Pam because of her skin color it's another one in the bucket. Yes, there was some colorism on TV, but that wasn't because of colorism. The cracking from Martin to Pam on the show wasn't because of colorism. And it wasn't because of her looks necessarily, because Tichina Arnold is a beautiful woman. What it was, and I remember having this discussion with former local wrestling promoter out here in LA, and he brought it up. This is probably the first time I ever really heard about it as an adult. He was like, there was some Martin rerun that came on after a pay-per-view we were all watching, and he was like, y'all thought Gina was more beautiful just because she was light-skinned. And we had that discussion at the time, but the more I think about it, and the more it's in my head, it's like, no, that's not why. The reason why was because Pam was mean. Pam was just aggressively mean. And not just to Martin. She was aggressive, just like Martin was mean to everybody. Pam was mean to everybody. Pam was mean to everybody. I think the only person she wasn't mean to was Gina. She was mean to Tommy, and she was dating Tommy. She was mean to everybody. Not only was she mean to everybody, but the facial expressions that Tichina Arnold chose to use as an actress to exemplify and put the exclamation point on whatever scene she was in, whether it was insults, whether it was physical comedy, whether it was whatever it was, the facial expressions that she used were not attractive. They were not attractive. She was mugging a lot, and when she mugged, she stretched her face and contorted in funny ways that weren't pretty. They weren't pretty, which is a testament to her talent because she's a beautiful woman. But she was able to stretch her face and put her face in ways that was not beautiful, especially when she was angry, especially when she was mean, especially when she was furrowing her brow at Martin. So this idea that, oh, it's only because you talk Pam ugly and all this other stuff because she was darker. No. It was because the character was mean. It was because the dynamic between the two of them were antagonistic. And it was for the sake of the comedy. It wasn't about, and on a show where everybody got it. It was not about her skin color. It was not about, because Gina was light, and Gina got it too. From everybody, including Martin. So it wasn't that. It wasn't about that. It wasn't about that. And this dynamic that's what it was about. And it's one of these other things that I bring this back to AriLennox, where I don't know that she necessarily felt that way because she consciously, yes, but knowingly, I don't know that she had a real understanding of why she felt that way, other than that's the dynamic, that's the common take, that's what that was about. But that wasn't what that was about. At least I don't think so. What do you think? Let me know. Like, share, subscribe.